Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how my agency books 3 to 5 appointments every single day through LinkedIn. Now, this system is completely free to run. You don't need $200, $300, $500 per month to run this system. We can automate things out. We use some software sometimes, and we have an appointment setter who does this for us, but you don't need to do that. If you have the time, you can easily do this for free, and you can easily get 3 to 5 appointments every single day, and it doesn't cost you a penny. So you can get to 10K, 20K right now without having to spend thousands of dollars. And so I'm going to show you the exact messages that we send in this video, exactly how the process works, and I'm going to give you a step-by-step process so you can incorporate this into your agency if you want to. Now, before I do that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ben Lister, and I help agency owners and business owners by documenting all of my learnings on this YouTube channel, which currently help me to make about multi-six figures per year with my agency. So let's just dive into this straight away. The first thing I want to show you is actually the sequence that we have, right? So this was a prospect who booked in a call. And the first thing that we're doing here is we have a software that automatically sends out a connection message. So when we're connecting with someone, we just have this message that gets sent. You can actually do this manually every time you connect with someone. And all we're saying here is, hey, would be great to connect, right? Sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. If they do respond, then it means that they're more likely to be receptive to you reaching out to them. If they're not, it's not a problem. We'll still reach out anyway. So about 1 or 2 days after they've accepted the connection request, we then go and send our first message. And so we actually use an appointment setter to send this first message, and they send a voice note. Now, you might be thinking that an appointment setter sending a voice note, which is on my account, and then me just going onto the call, and we actually send a video of myself later, would make a lot of people realize that it's two different people talking here, right? But many people, in fact, I've never, ever had someone say it's a different person that's talking, which is kind of crazy, and I didn't think it would be this way, but it is. And so no one actually notices. Now, my appointment setter, we live like an hour apart and we have a similar accent, but you definitely would not think we were the same person talking, right? So do not be afraid to outsource this and give it to someone who has a similar accent to you, right? If you are British, I wouldn't give this to an American. Same if you're Australian, I wouldn't give this to, a British guy, right? And so all we're saying in this first voice note is literally just, hey, thank you for connecting, something. Can I pitch you, right? That's the process, right? So all we're saying is, I've taken a look at your profile. It seems like you're a good fit for what we do. Is it okay if I just tell you about how it works, right? Now, the reason this works is because we leave that 1 or 2 day gap from when we originally connect with them. And so this means we've had time to actually go and check their profile out, right? And so if we're saying we're reaching out personally to them and we are doing this personally, I would never, ever automate this out. Then if we're saying we're reaching out personally and we actually are, then why would they not believe you that you've checked out their profile, right? You've connected with them, you sent them a message, and then you said, hey, I've checked out your profile, and actually, I think you'd be a good fit for what we do. Is it okay if I just send something over and show you? And the response rate here, obviously, it's going to vary based on the niche and your actual, the way that you're presenting your voice and all sorts of stuff like that, right? But you should be able to get between 5 and 10% of people responding to this and saying yes. Now, you can say something specific in this voice note that says, I want to get you more leads, I want to get you more appointments, right? Or you can just say, I have an idea, my service could help you. Is it okay if I show you how? Now, it really depends on the niche. If you're in a niche that's pretty saturated, like if you are dealing with home improvement companies and you're selling leads, then a lot of these guys maybe have too many leads, or people that are, sending them stuff about leads all the time. So you might want to not mention leads. You could just say, I think our service would work for you. Is it okay if I show you, right? And so once that's done, obviously then they might respond positively. And if they do, like they did here, they said, I'd like to learn more about it. We would then send a voice note basically that just says, I'm going to send you a quick video now. It just explains the offer, blah, blah, blah. It's only 15 seconds long. And then we actually send them a Loom video, right? And now this Loom video here is like 2 minutes long. And what it does is it's literally just a video of me, like similar to this one right now in the same room. And I'm just talking about like different results that we've had and stuff like that, right? And I'm showing off different results. I'm showing off what we do, right? And I'm showing off the offer that we have right now. I'm not trying to pitch anyone in this video, but what I am doing is just showing you basically how it works. And so that's not a great image of me, but yeah, this is basically what it is. It's literally just me having a lot of confidence saying like, hey, so basically, first of all, I would admit that it is pre-recorded, which I have done in this, and you basically just say something along the lines of, this is what we do, this is the results that we've got. If you don't have any results, just talk about your offer, and then you just basically reiterate why the offer is so good and why it works so well. Now, Once that's been sent, right, we then are basically just getting them to send some kind of emoji, right? The best one is a thumbs up, right? A thumbs up is always going to be the best one. So I literally just say like send a thumbs up. But then after this, we just send the calendar link. We just basically send a link for them to actually go and book in, and then they do, right? And you can just send any generic message here. Oftentimes you can just send the calendar link, but that is the sequence. Now, the way this works on a terms of a spreadsheet, right, is this is how it works. This is what we have for our May one right now for our appointment setter. And so this might look crazy at first, like it might look like a bit too much, but I blurred out and I've blacked out the names of the people that we're reaching out to here, but I'm just going to show you like how this thing actually works, right? So there's obviously different stages, right? There's the voice note stage, there's the VSL stage, there's the calendar stage, and then there's the book stage, right? And that's what all these different colors represent here. Now, all we're doing is every person that we're reaching out to, we're just putting their name in here. And then what we do is if they don't respond after like 1 or 2 days, then we just send them a follow-up message like, hey, did you see this? Or something like so generic, right? All we're doing here is putting the actual date of it so we can track it as well. And so obviously it's in like chronological order here. So we know, for example, that if we send a message, for example, on the 2nd, we know we should be following up with them on the 3rd or the 4th. If that falls on Friday, for example, it's got to be on like the 4th or the 5th, right? Something like that. And so we know very clearly, and I think we actually have a process in place where we do certain follow-ups on certain days. So every single Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, we'll do the follow-ups for like the voice note one. So then we're just never going above 2 days. Once they've actually done this and they've actually said yes or they would like to hear more, we cross them out and then we move them onto here, right? So there's no need to like tick anything off. We just move them onto here, and we actually have the spreadsheet set up in here. So if I just open this up, we have this formula in here. If you want to set this up, this is like the main thing about the formula, which is like equals is blank and then the cell, right? Which is the actual name here. So if you put a name in there, if you put someone's name in there, then it will just record it as 1. And so what's actually happening here is that basically this is going to start recording how many falses that we have. So this will basically show false if there's something in there. It will show true if there's nothing in there. And so every time it says false, it records 1. And so basically that's how it works. And we do this for all of them, right? We have 1 in here, which is just in there. And then we also have 1 in there as well. So every single time, like if I just put like my name in here now, then you'll see like up here in the calendar section, it'll go to 27. Just like that, right? So it's like super simple. It gives us the percentages that we need so we can very quickly see what kind of percentages that we're doing. So, you know, for example, 20% of people are actually saying, yes, I want to see the VSL. 11% of people are saying yes, they want a calendar, and then 6% of the total people are then actually booking in, right? So we can very clearly see, for example, that if this was like really high and then this was really low, then there's probably something up with our VSL. Maybe we have a bad offer. There's something wrong there, right? If these two were like pretty high and then the booked was really low, like if this was like down at like 2% or something, when 12% of people were actually asking for a calendar, then we know that there's an issue with maybe the follow-up process of the booking. Maybe the calendar's gone down. Maybe there's just not enough slots, something like that, right? So we can very easily see where the problem is. And so for the two processes, when we send the VSL and then when we send the calendar, what we're doing here is basically giving an option for 8 follow-ups. Now, you can actually go way beyond this. You can do 10, you can do 15, you can do as many as you want, because for some reason on LinkedIn specifically, when you're connected with someone, as long as they've messaged you as well at some point, you can just send them loads of messages, right? People have done it to me before where there's like just a ridiculous amount of follow-ups. And all we're doing in this follow-up 1, follow-up 2, follow-up 3 is we're just basically saying like, did you see the video? Did you see the video? Did you see the video? Have you picked a time yet? Have you picked a time yet? Something like that, right? You can send memes, you can send stuff like that, but all we're just doing is just reiterating the message. If you're going to send a meme, you can literally just like pick a meme that's like popular right now and change it to like, you know, if someone's sad, just say, oh, me when you don't book on my VSL, me when you don't book an appointment, something like that. It's very easy to do. It doesn't have to be like the most amazing and hilarious meme in the world. And then all we're doing here is that every single time that someone books in, we just copy them over. Sorry, when someone goes to the next part, we just copy them over, put them in here. The system will pick it up, and then we tick off every single time we've done one of the follow-ups. And then once they booked in, we tick it in here. And then this one here is just tracking the number of ticks that we have in here, right? So it's like super straightforward to set up. It's very easy to keep track of because you know clearly, obviously these ones have been crossed out, so I'm not going to reach out to or send a follow-up to these guys. I'm looking at these ones, so the next time that we do this, we would go there, right? And this is ones for May. You can see in here we have 221 that we sent out. Our volume is actually down at the moment because the appointment setter that's doing this is pretty busy this month. But next, I think in July they're going to get back to it. But yeah, this is the numbers that we're able to book. And so, you know, I think we've only done maybe like 10 days of outreach in May, and we're on the 18th of May right now. So we've had like 13 days of business, and I think like 10 days of outreach, and we booked 14. So booking over an appointment a day, and our volume is like halved. So we could easily book 3 appointments per day with this. So this is how the spreadsheet works. It's very, very simple to set up and track it all. Now, the software that we use here is called Ulink. Now, what Ulink does is it sends out the connection requests for us. So we don't actually have to go and manually click connect on every single person, which is like a really tedious process. So we've automated it out. Now, Ulink is the best software that I've used for this. It's actually a private software. It's difficult to get hold of and to actually create an account. There is an email out there that you can go and reach out to and ask them to create an account. But it's not something where you can just log in and actually just create an account, right? It's like a private software. And it's one of them that's for some reason just likes to be hidden. I think it's because they don't want LinkedIn to know what they're doing and stuff like that, or something like that, right? But what we can do here is we can create connector campaigns. And so I'm searching for different things like marketing agency. I'm searching for things like I help leads, right? So people that have in their LinkedIn, I help leads, right? If you are doing home improvement, for example, you might search for a remodeling company, right? So you search for people in their titles, in their business name have remodeling, right? And so then it will just show you all these companies, all these people associated with those companies. It would connect to those, and then it just automatically comes through. And so LinkedIn gives you a limit of 200 per week. I think most accounts at the start might be on 100, and then you go up to 200 after you've been warmed up after a while, and after you've been doing this for a while. But we send 200 per week. It maxes out pretty quickly, to be honest with you. So in the last 3 days, we haven't sent any connection requests, but we still connected with 13 people. In the last week, we connected with 55. In the last month, we connected with 224. So that's pretty similar to what we're doing there. But we also have 2,000 current connections, right? And so what we're doing here is basically we are going back through our old connections to make sure that we are, sending a message to those people and actually, reaching out to them, right? And so this software is like pretty elite, to be honest with you, because it shows you like specifics around each connector campaigns. So you can very quickly see which one is actually doing well. Okay. So 21% of people that we send a connection request to are actually, connecting with us, which is pretty good. And we can compare that to all the different connector campaigns that we have, right? So I can compare it to this one. This one has 29%, for example, but I think the marketing agency one has only just been running. This one's basically been stopped for a little while now, so that I might catch up to it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this. It literally costs like $30, $40 a month, something like that. So it is really cool. If there's one that you want to check out, and I've actually used before, but it was kind of expensive, but it did a good job, and you can actually just go and sign up for. It's called Expandy.io. It's $99 per month, which is a lot more expensive than Ulink. And it does a lot, to be honest with you. It does like all this stuff about like creating like sequence builders. So I think it will send messages for you and stuff like that. And I think there's some kind of thing where it will actually go and like create some messages for you and stuff like that. But you don't really need to do that, because I just like sending the voice notes, because it just makes there's no way to know that it's like not personalized. So if you send a voice note, the person knows that it is personalized. So I like doing it that way. So I wouldn't use a bunch of this, but obviously you can do it if you want to. But yeah, this one is $99 per month. It's Expandy.io. And the last thing that we do as well is something which is pretty cool. And we post content onto our LinkedIn. Now, admittedly, we are kind of like weak at this, right? We don't actually do this like all the time. We definitely should do more. One thing that we do is I have a virtual assistant of mine go and post every video that we upload, right? Onto LinkedIn. This is a YouTube video, and basically just put the thumbnail on there, and then we put the description that we create for each video, right? And a lot of these get some good impressions and stuff, and it kind of just shows people that you're active, you're actually out there, you're doing things, right? And then we have been doing some of these posts where we basically just writing like text, and some of these don't get a lot of impressions at all. Some get like one like, but I think basically if people start liking it initially, so like some of these YouTube videos get like 168 impressions. We have some of them as well in here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this one got like almost 700 impressions. It got 7 likes, a load of comments and stuff like that. And so Obviously, this one is like, really, really good for your outreach, because people will see you, people will start connecting with you, and then you can go and reach out to them, right? So anyone that comes from content, anyone that comes from basically any other side of LinkedIn, you can just go and reach out to them, right? Because they're going to connect with you. You can basically just drop them a voice note and saying, hey, just checked out your profile. Thank you for sending me a connection request. I actually think you're a good offer, a good fit for our offer, right? Something like that. Super, super simple. And we do this for basically anyone that comes through. So we're getting like all of these connection requests, plus we're getting people that we've connected with previously, plus we're getting people that are actually reaching out to us, which is not a great deal right now. But, with the compound interest, the inbound and content gets, that could easily be like an extra 50, an extra 100 people every single month. And you can set your LinkedIn profile into a way to it's like a business account or something like that. And so when people go to connect with you, they just instantly follow you, so you can actually go and message them, which is obviously like a really, really elite play, because obviously at that point then, you can just go and message them and they actually see your content straight away. It's not as if you have to actually go and accept them. So that's a really big way to like boost your connections and the amount of people that you reach out to. And so, yeah, that is the full process. I mean, the main thing about this, and like, here's the thing, right? If you just do this consistently, if you say, look, I'm going to commit 2 to 3 hours every single day, Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday to do this, and you say, I'm going to give 6 months up for this, no matter what, then you will succeed with this. You will easily get yourself to 10K per month, right? Obviously, you need a decent service, you need to have decent sales skills, but if you do this consistently, you're going to get to 10K per month. Like, it really is that simple. And I've just shown you the exact process that we use. This is like one of 3 or 4 systems that we use right now. But if we just did this and we scaled it up, and I hired a couple of appointment setters to do this, which, by the way, are on a commission basis, they only get paid once they book appointments in, and it's very, very easy to find people that are good enough like that, then you're going to make a lot of money from this, right? All you have to do is just be consistent and the results will come, right? So, by the way, if you are looking for more clients for your agency, there's a link in the description that explains what my company does, basically the offer that we're selling here. You don't have to click it. Like I said, we have systems in place, which means that we don't really have to push it all that much. I just like making YouTube videos. I just like growing my personal brand. So, I'm going to make these videos regardless of what happens or not. But yeah, if you want to click it, you can. I don't really care if you do or not. But if you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.